Remember that feeling? Your heart beats a little faster, your mind races with possibilities and doubts. A new project sits before you, full of unknowns. We've all been there, staring into that abyss of uncertainty, wondering if we have what it takes. But what if I told you that the answer isn't found in more planning or better tools, but in turning inward? I'm talking about self-reflection, your untapped superpower for transforming chaos into clarity. Today, we'll explore how this simple yet profound practice can be your anchor when Project Cs get rough. Let's discover how the most successful leaders use reflection to navigate uncertainty with confidence, and how you can too. Think of self-reflection as your mental workout, something that strengthens your emotional intelligence muscles every time you use it. As Daniel Goleman beautifully puts it, self-awareness gives you the capacity to learn from your mistakes as well as your successes. It's not just about thinking, it's about thinking with purpose. When uncertainty clouds your judgment, reflection acts like a gentle breeze clearing the fog. I remember leading a campaign where everything seemed to go sideways. It wasn't until I took a quiet moment to reflect that I realized I wasn't afraid of failing. I was afraid of not meeting my own impossible standards. That's the beauty of reflection. It reveals the stories we tell ourselves. Research shows that professionals who practice regular reflection make decisions with 23% more confidence and bounce back from setbacks twice as fast. They're not smarter or more talented, they've simply mastered the art of learning from every experience. And the best part, this isn't some complex skill requiring years to master, it's already within you, waiting to be awakened. Let's get practical. Self-reflection isn't about finding hours in your already packed schedule. It's about quality, not quantity. Start small, carve out just 5 minutes daily, perhaps with your morning coffee or your commute back home. Create a ritual that signals to your brain, this is reflection time. Now, instead of vague wondering, try these focused questions. First, what energized me today? Notice which moments lit you up when time seemed to flow. These are clues to your natural strengths, the ones that shine even in uncertainty. Second, where did I hesitate? Not to judge, but to understand. Perhaps you delayed making a call or postponed a decision. These hesitations often reveal our growth edges. Third, and this is crucial, how did uncertainty show up in my body? Did your shoulders tense? Jaw clench? Our bodies speak volumes before our minds catch up. Try this. When you notice tension, take 3 deep breaths. Feel your shoulders drop. Research shows this simple act reduces cortisol, your stress hormone, by up to 11%. If you really want to hone in, start keeping a reflection journal with just these 3 questions. Within weeks, you can notice patterns. For example, that your uncertainty isn't about capability, but about visibility and judgment. This awareness alone can transform your approach in work and life. Remember, reflection isn't about perfect analysis, it's about curious discovery. Be gentle with yourself in this process. You're developing a relationship with your inner wisdom. Reflection isn't just powerful for you, it transforms how you lead others through uncertainty. Reflective leaders create what psychological safety expert Amy Edmondson calls brave spaces, environments where team members feel safe to express doubts, ask questions, and take risks. When you model reflection, something magical happens. Authenticity cascades throughout your team. Imagine starting your next project kickoff not with false confidence, but with reflective questions. What excites us about this project? What concerns us? What do we need to succeed? This simple shift creates space for real conversation. This is an idea. Implement something like Reflection Fridays with your team. A 15 to 30 minute session where you can discuss not just what you've accomplished, but how you've worked together. This could potentially lead to a decrease in conflicts and more innovative problem-solving skills. When you lead with reflection, you're saying, we don't need to have all the answers right now. We need to ask better questions together. This approach doesn't just manage uncertainty, it harnesses it as a creative force. The most compelling leaders aren't those who pretend to know everything. They're those who navigate uncertainty with honest reflection and bring others along on that journey. Here's where reflection becomes truly powerful, when it transforms into purposeful action. Reflection without action is merely contemplation. Action without reflection is just reaction. The magic happens in the dance between the two. Try this approach. After your reflection session, write down one insight and one specific action. Keep it simple. For example, I noticed I avoid difficult conversations with the design team. This week I'll schedule a 15-minute clarity check-in with Alex. Think of reflection as your navigation system, constantly recalibrating your route as new information emerges. When a project takes an unexpected turn, as they inevitably do, reflection helps you respond rather than react. I've once heard this beautiful phrase, I can't remember when or where. It says, let's pause to progress. When you've hit a roadblock, take 5 minutes to reflect before deciding the next move. This simple practice can reduce your urge to immediately and stressfully spring into action. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate uncertainty. That's impossible. The goal is to develop a relationship with uncertainty where it becomes less threatening and more informative. Each reflection moment builds your capacity to say, I don't know yet, and I'm comfortable figuring it out as we go. Uncertainty will always be part of the project landscape. That's not something we can change. But what we can transform is our relationship with uncertainty. Through consistent self-reflection, what once felt threatening becomes a space of possibility and growth. I've witnessed this transformation countless times, both in my own journey and with teams and people I've guided. The most confident leaders aren't those with all the answers. They're the ones who've developed the capacity to sit with questions, to reflect deeply, and to move forward with both humility and conviction. The practices we've explored today aren't just techniques, they're invitations to a more intentional way of leading. When you pause to notice your thoughts, connect with your body's wisdom, and align with your deeper purpose, you access resources far more powerful than any project management methodology. If you'd like to dive deeper into these practices, I've created comprehensive guides on self-reflection and navigating project uncertainty on my website. You'll find links to these resources in the description below. Each article expands on what we've discussed today with additional practices and research you can apply immediately. Remember, the deepest insights don't come from more data or better systems, though those certainly help. The most transformative realizations emerge from within, patiently waiting for you to create the space to hear them. One of your greatest leadership assets isn't what you know, it's your willingness to look inward and face and feel uncertainty before moving forward.